Next up, at UFC Baku, we have Mohammed Naimov taking on Bogdan Grad. Mohammed Naimov, 12-3 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming out with a decision win over Khan Offley. He's taking on Bogdan Grad, 15-2 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. He is on a 4-fight win streak, which indicates that this should be kind of a close fight, right? We have two guys with very similar records. Neither one of them has been absolutely running through the universe, but for some reason we have a 3-1 favorite here. Mohammed Naimov is a pretty well-rounded guy. He prefers to strike, but he can wrestle if he needs to. He's pretty fast. He's athletic. He can be flashy. He wants to plot forward. He'll throw some combinations. He'll close that distance. Then he can clinch up, potentially work in some grappling. He's coming off that win over Khan Offley, where he was just a little better everywhere. Right? A little bit better striker, a little bit better grappler. Nothing was amazing, but he was better, and he won the fight. He's taking on Bogdan Grad. Bogdan Grad, very similar in that he's a well-rounded guy. He's got good striking. His striking is very straightforward. He sticks to jabs. He's got nice setups. He's not chasing anything. He's got heavy kicks as well. He'll invest in those legs early to try to slow you down. Then he'll work in some wrestling. He'll attempt multiple takedowns. He'll focus on control more than submissions. And he's coming off that win over Lucas Alexander, where he had a wrestle-heavy game plan. And despite losing early, he was able to get it done in the second. And this is a tricky breakdown because I think this is exactly like Mohammed Naimov's last fight against Khan Offley, where he's just a little bit better everywhere. I think he's just a little bit better everywhere. But he doesn't hunt for finishes. So we're going to have a guy that should be a little bit better everywhere, winning the minutes, but he's not going to be putting anybody away. He's not going to be looking to put somebody away. So we're just going to be biting our nails the whole time because Bogdan's not a quitter. Bogdan will scramble. Bogdan will make it tough. Bogdan will work around. And if Bogdan wins this fight, I don't think anybody's going to be surprised. So Naimov is going to be the pick here. But I think Bogdan is a good underdog, quite literally for the fact that Naimov doesn't find, like he has... If you look at his record, he's got a couple of finishes. One was against chinny-ass Jamie Malarkey, and the other was a freak leg injury against Eric Silva that happened in like 4 seconds, so that doesn't count. Other than that, Naimov is not hunting for finishes, and if he doesn't try to get Bogdan out of there, he's just going to keep giving Bogdan the opportunity to get a come-from-behind victory like he got in his last fight. I'm going Naimov. What are you doing with this, Joey T?
I prefer to dog or pass because one thing I've noticed about Bogdan, he is 4-0 since going down to 145. I don't know how he fought 155 so long, being so tiny, but yeah, Bogdan Grad didn't look that good in round 1 versus Lucas Alexander. I thought Alexander was going to get him out of there, but he showed start of round 2 how tough and durable he really can be once he does find the range and put a good pace on somebody. Naimov's no killer. Is he better everywhere? I do believe he's better everywhere, but he also is hittable. Bogdan throws about 6 overall significant strikes per minute, and I do think he can potentially mix it in his own takedowns. And we've seen if Naimov gets his back taken, I'm not comparing Bogdan Grad to Lima because Lima's just a freak of nature. And the UFC gave him a nice little good prospect in this next matchup. I'm actually excited for that one. I do think Bogdan Grad could potentially maybe get Naimov out of there late, maybe round 3 if Naimov does slow down. He does, like I said, in the Lima fight, he slowed down terribly. And I think Bogdan Grad's alive. I'd rather do dog or pass, but if you're on the Naimov side, I prefer it as a bet, but not for DFS. I don't think he's going to score that well. But Naimov as a dog, I'll prefer him as a dog play, but it's a big favorite. I'm passing.
Yeah, listen, I get it. I have a little bit of a bet with Naimov in it because, like I said, I think he's just going to be a little better everywhere. Yeah. I don't think he's going to run through Grad, but I think he'll win the minutes. Dude, there's a lot of comments about you.
I know.
Joey's locked up. They're talking because you look like you're in fucking prison. Free Joey.
I'm in the man cave.
Free Joey. This is a better view than last time. There's no like.
Oh yeah, I was on my couch and like, where the fuck are you at?
You had like a sheet draped from the ceiling. No, this is a much better. This is a much better.
You're like, where the fuck are you at?
But the free Joey movement is in full effect right now, which is absolutely fantastic. For DraftKings Fantasy, I don't know if Naimov is going to be worth that $8,800 because he doesn't find finishes. If he does wrestle, he won't do it till rounds 2 or 3. Bogdan at $7,400. If you're anywhere near that side, then that's going to make a ton of sense, and you should probably throw him in a DraftKings Fantasy lineup. If you want to check out what the optimizer has to say, what the fight simulator has to say, go to WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. You can unlock every single one of those tools, every pick, every bet, the cheat sheet, all of it, whether it's betting, fantasy, whatever you need. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. $10. Includes UFC 317, 318, the 2 fight nights in between. Unmute. Why'd you mute?
Oh, my phone was ringing. I had to turn that
Oh,
bullshit
gotcha.
down.
We got a couple of chats here. He said Grad is not a 5'0" dwarf. I agree, which will make this fight a little bit more competitive. I'll say this right now: second or third round sub by Grad for Heat Override plus 3,000. Naimov is definitely overrated from Will.
Yep.
I agree. There's a little bit of overrated there. Jory King says, I'm going to hit a lung collapse dab for Scout tonight. I appreciate you, dog. And then Heat Override again. Grad. If this goes the distance to another fighter that will be under 20% owned on DFS, I might have to have Grab in a whole bunch of my lineups.